studio set, so studio is mostly cleaned out. The table's got a bunch of junk on it that we don't have room in the dumpsters here. I've been like box by box emptying it in my dumpster at home. Um, the desks, I finally got around to sending an all-town email to see if anybody wanted those desks. About 10 minutes afterwards,
Somebody.
the assessor's office wants to take one. No clue where they're gonna put it in there.
Oh, okay.
The police department wanted both of them. So I told the police department, I'm like, in all fairness, like, assessors came to me first. Why don't you take the second one? If assessors decide they can't fit it in there, then we'll send it over.
Okay.
So
That's
right,
good though.
right now I have them out in the hallway, down on the corner by Parks and Rec office where it's out of the way. This way we can clean up in the room. Ockers came by yesterday to kind of figure out what we were looking, what we would need and all that. They don't do like the lighting and the backdrops themselves. But she has a guy that used to work for him that did that stuff. He does his own thing now, so she's gonna get me in touch with him.
Put lighting on the desk.
Well, no, cause if we do a backdrop for like basically a studio setup upstairs, good chance we're gonna need additional lighting. We kill the lights in the ceiling.
We talked about this. That's right. Yeah.
But she knows she knows what kind of lighting you have to do, but in our particular circumstance, the way the room is, the windows, she doesn't know what the best stuff would be, which is why she's gonna put me in touch with this other guy. The thing she's gonna quote on is, microphones, dollies for the tripods, so basically wheels to go on them. This way, while we're recording, if they gotta move the camera left and right while we're up in that studio, they're not having to pick a camera up and move it over.
Okay.
The other thing I did ask is basically like wireless headsets, because if we got two people on the cameras and people are sitting over at the recording desk, it's not like we can tell them, hey, zoom in, zoom out, because then the microphones are gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
So,
Earpiece.
yeah, basically think McDonald's headset kind of thing. But I thought that would be kind of useful too. Same thing like if we're doing school committee or, other events around town where we're not really in a position to like talk loud, they'd come in handy. So,
Yeah.
she's gonna put those together, the dollies, look at different options. She's gonna give a few different options for microphones. And then she's gonna get me in touch with the lighting and backdrop guy. And then like the little miscellaneous stuff. So that'll probably be a couple weeks for the quote, cause she's behind on them and she's got a bunch of projects, and so quotes are kinda taking a backseat.
Okay.
I told her it wasn't a huge rush.
Okay.
Logo design, so with us potentially creating new shows, I'd like to be able to start essentially doing channel branding. You look, every channel that does a little show, they have their logo in the corner. So I just goofed off with an AI generator.
And these are the only two.
These are the only two that were decent that I came up with the AI generator. However, I did talk to Dave Mahoney, who's made that stuff, and he's a graphic designer. And asked him if it would be something he would be able to do. He said he'd be happy to design it out and give it to us in different formats, because we need one file type to do the little display in the corner and then a different file type for like a web page. He said probably be under $100.
Great. Yeah.
The only thing he needs to know is if there's anything specific we want in the logo, and to like send him examples of some other towns. So that was my big question for everybody was, what do you want to, you know, is there anything in particular you wanted to see?
I'd like to see the cat in the first one.
Okay. So.
Have the WCAT up top and the cat on the screen of that one, because I do feel like that's the more professional.
Why the cat though?
So
because the cat's a cute little catchy thing.
I did want to keep the cat reference because when you look at our last logo, WCAT, so we bought as far I'm sure Lisa can vouch. As far as I can tell, the channel's always had a cat reference in the logo.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah.
I was like, I want to kind of keep some, even if it's small, some kind of silly little cat reference.
How many cats you got, Lisa? 5 or 6?
None.
A dozen? No, just like.
You know how long we've had that logo?
What are you upset about? Doing a new one?
No. I've been on cable for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how long we've had a logo. It's at WCAT.
Well, that
Yeah. Well, so what I said is I like
the problem is to create. I mean, yeah, I could send Dave that logo, like what we have on the wall in there. The only problem I see with that one's got the channel number on it.
Yeah.
Take the channel out.
Well, yeah, it'd have to be so that. But then I'm like, okay, do we kind of, you know, do a new design, or do we just have them kind of recreate that one in a?
What is the school mascot?
Cougar.
Yeah.
A cougar. So let's get a cougar on a television
You can't
screen.
take a school's mascot.
You don't have to do a school's mascot.
Just do the cat. I like the cat.
So something like that, I would save that for like the school channel.
Yeah.
When we get that up, because that'll be a whole new logo design, but probably
Get a
have like the
panther
kids.
then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'd say have the kid, you know, one of the classes, you know, have them design the logo and let them pick the best one out of the bunch for that particular channel. So, I mean, if I can give Dave like some of these and, you know, tell him, hey, we kind of like the idea of this, but we want to, you know, somehow have a cat included, or if we want to do something different, just to show you a few others. So that's Westfield's logo there. So MPAC, which is Munson Palmer, that's theirs. Chicopee TV.
That rolls off the tongue nice. Chicopee TV.
Springfield is New England Public Media. There's that's Westfield. Spencer Cable Access, same thing. From what I've seen, everybody kind of has.
Pretty generic, basic.
Yeah, that's Worcester Public Access.
Minimal logos.
Southbridge.
Yeah, minimum logos actually catch the attention more than.
Well, that and the thing is, so outside of like on like the website where it's going to be big, you're talking, you know, even on that TV, it's going to be like that big. So the design definitely has to say simple.
If we get just a house cat sitting next to the TV, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Any other?
No, that's good.
Okay.
As long as there's a cat in it.
So
no, I'm perfectly fine with that.
What will happen is I'll send that off to Dave.
Mm-hmm.
What he'll probably do is send like
or
a
sitting
handful
on top of the TV, because that's what cats do.
Actually, yeah, that would. I am gonna tell him kind of keep it somewhat simple, just in case, like, eventually like to do like t-shirts or something, so
Yeah.
having that printed is, but what he'll probably do is wind up sending us like 3 or 4 designs, to be able to kind of, might be a bit of back and forth, but then we kind of, well, I like this one, okay, but let's do this and that with it, so,
Yeah.
but he'll probably give us some options to
Sounds
pick
good.
from.
Sounds good.
Alright, so the gimbal arms. Bad news on those. For the cameras that we use, the vest and the gimbal arms,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
they go for about 8K.
What?
For the cameras that we use,
Per?
the suits, for
8K per?
8K per.
Yeah. So that's not
gonna
happen.
That's not, yeah.
Oh.
The other thing I had looked at, it's because those cameras, the weight of them, and that's what it is. They have cheaper ones that are about a grand each, but then you're talking we'd have to invest in smaller cameras. So now you're talking, by the time you invest in a smaller camera, the
You
different
only have the
connections,
same price of the
you're
one,
talking
yeah.
another 2K.
Yeah.
So the other thing, and I talked with Danielle about it, is they have, it's called bipods. So instead of the 3-legged tripod, it's an extendable stick that would go on the bottom of it. So,
So you'd have to hold a stick.
no, you'd still hold the camera like this,
Mm-hmm.
but instead of, you'd have a stick that would go down to the ground, it's adjustable height. But this way, you're still holding, you're holding the camera up, but you're not holding all the weight up.
Yeah.
So
Let's go back to the shoulder thing.
let me,
I just don't understand that, how does that help when moving around?
Yeah.
so, that's where it,
Is it just that we're extending it so we can get a better view of something further away? Is that,
No. It's just to take the weight off you
It-
for
it's so you're
extended
not, like-
periods.
oh,
you know, say like the parade, if you're doing like one spot,
And you can
you're
just
trying to
spin
hold the
and
camera.
Yeah.
oh,
So I mean, this is like one of them collapsed. I don't think they show like anything with a camera on.
oh, there it is.
So that would be like with a regular camera. I've seen Derek use it when he's done the photography around town. The idea is it just helps stabilize the camera so you're not.
Shaking.
Yeah.
around.
So my thought was maybe get one of the shoulder mounts that we had looked at, the one I had matched up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Get one of those
And one of these.
and maybe one of these to try out. Like
Yeah. I mean, I'm
well,
okay with
go
that.
go with a. I
At
don't know.
$55, it's not gonna break the bank.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
okay,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, I'll have to. Okay. Yeah. Supports up to 22 pounds. So
Yeah, I'm
How much
okay
does a
with
camera
a
weigh?
test run. If
that
it
camera
works.
alone is like 5 pounds. And that microphone's probably about another half pound. Batteries a little under a pound. So
It's no way.
Which
it's
is not
22
talking
much.
like 7.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
much, but when you're
until
talking,
you're doing it for an extended amount
Yeah.
of time.
So I mean, I just gotta make sure, like this one, if the mount is the right mount for the camera. But I would say, you know, maybe try one of the shoulder mounts, see how it goes, and then maybe hold off on the bipod first. If the
Yeah.
shoulder mount doesn't work, then go with the bipod. I personally would probably be more comfortable with a shoulder mount. I feel like the bipod, I got shaky hands, so
No.
I get a feeling at least the shoulder mount I can keep it. You know, there's always going to be some shake, but we want to do that. Go with a shoulder and go from there.
Yeah, and get one of these trial run. If we like it, then maybe we'll get one or two more.
All right.
That really sucks though about the vest.
Yeah, I had a feeling, because I had a feeling they were gonna be up there just from videos I've seen online. Yeah, there are cheaper ones, but they're meant for smaller cameras. And
So for the shoulder, could we talk about, so let's say we get this, and I assume it's not gonna be perfectly comfortable. I cannot imagine in any type of situation where having that for, let's say, an hour at least is going to be like, oh, I could do this all day. How do you, is there a probability to switch with someone, or it's kinda like whoever does it?
well,
No,
yeah, I
just
mean,
rest on your shoulder.
the idea would be usually the functions like that. You figure there's Memorial Day, tree lighting, Halloween parade. Probably about 5 events a year.
Speaking of, when is that this year?
Tree
What?
lighting is
Tree
Friday.
lighting Friday night, 5 to 8.
Who's doing it? You?
I am definitely doing it. If anybody else wants to join in, more
I
than
already told them
welcome.
I'm doing cert, so I can't do it.
Of course,
Santa
you did
Claus
it
will
last year.
be in the post office, by the way,
Okay.
with Mrs. Santa.
But yeah, if anybody wants, I totally forgot about that when I was sending out the stuff. But if anybody wants to do it, the idea would be events like that probably have 2 people, because like Memorial Day, we kind of I had Seamus help me this year. What I've done in the previous years is I leapfrog. So I set one, because they do it at the 2 cemeteries, then the center of town, and then West Warren. I'd actually set 2 cameras up on tripods. One at the first cemetery, I'd leave the other one at the second cemetery. Once they were done at the first one, I'd hurry up and run to my car, throw the camera in the car, drive off, park on the street, run back to the second camera, record that one,
Okay.
throw that in the car, and I'd try to run and leave before they got out of the cemetery to go set up at downtown. And then because the band and that gets on a bus to go to West Warren,
Yeah.
I had a little more time to go set up in West Warren. But like this past year, they moved. I had Seamus help me, and they moved really, really fast. So I ended up. We didn't get out of the cemetery before they already started leaving, so we had to wait for the parade to go by, and I had to drive. Seamus had to get out of the car, and car wasn't even stopped yet, and I'm like, get out, and she ran under the bridge with a camera.
Okay.
What's up?
So.
You could have gone probably down Mechanical Street and got around the parade and got down there before they did to set up, instead of trying to follow the parade down street.
Well, no, parade was so long. At that point, it is what it is. But the idea is, if we're using the shoulder mounts, hopefully we'd have 2 people. So, one person's getting a shot. Okay, they get a little bit of break. They're not wearing it.
No. By the way, it is Demi's birthday.
Oh,
it's her
happy
31st
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Getting old. Should
Yeah.
would have brought
Should've
cake.
taken the day off entirely. Well, I was gonna stop, but the traffic, I'm gonna be super late already.
You should have told me it's my birthday today. No meeting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Well,
show
there was
Well,
another
I
reason
don't
we
even
should've
know
had
why I
meetings
work on my birthday. I should just take the whole day off.
Well, there are reasons to not have it, but both of us showed up regardless of personal
I know,
issues.
but we should not have had a meeting tonight. Those things are more important than us having a meeting.
Well, these meetings don't
No,
take a whole lot.
just shows your dedication.
Shit. 31 reasons.
All right, so I'll get that ordered. Finance reports. So I mean, we're that overall 43,000 of expenses is still that is kind of skewed because what is it? capital purchases that we did. The
The
19th.
last fiscal year.
Yeah, so if
Since
you
we're
take
split in half, yeah.
if you take that off, we're actually at $24,254.81.
Negative?
No, what we spent for the year.
Okay, and
That
our
that
balance?
negative, that's always gonna show because we only had from beginning of July to now, we've only received 16,000. We should be getting another like $13,000 check from Comcast soon. Because I think the check for the previous quarter goes out end of November, so we'll probably see another 13,000. It's just the timing of how much money we made, and
Okay,
so far we have 16.5 grand in revenue.
So in the black.
Technically we're in the red right now, but once we get that check, we wind up being in the black.
So
But-
we're obviously always gonna show that.
We're
in the
basically
negative
always gonna
because of
show in the
timing.
because
In
of
the red.
timing.
Yeah.
But realistically, we spent 24,254 so far this year. That's including the bills we just did and our last payroll. So you're talking it's halfway through the fiscal year, and our goal was to stay under 50,000 for the year. So
Okay.
we're basically on track for that still.
So. That is not important.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we're where we're at finance wise. We're not over, so,
Okay.
because we had set a goal to keep it under 50, and that should leave us 10 to 15 grand more each year than what we're spending.
Okay.
Um,
So a little less upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, you figure that the new contract, we should be bringing in about 65,000 a year.
No. Now when
We
does
s-
that take place?
That started as of January of this year.
Okay.
So we just the last payment that we got, which was like June or July, or June was like the first payment for the fiscal year.
So after the next one, when is the following payment?
We get one every quarter, so it's
So like March.
like May. It's a month after the quarter ends, so
So March.
yeah, probably March. I'd have to look at the contract.
If
They
the next
have a
one's
schedule.
in November and it's a month after, it would be March.
Yeah,
So,
it's, but it factored 65 for the year. We figure keep it under 50 for our spending. That always leaves 15 grand to basically savings. And I mean, we still have 32,000. That's basically our savings at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like we're going check for check.
I do believe we need a team building, Bodeborg type of thing. You know.
No, move on.
A group outing, you know, for team building.
I don't think the town would let us do that.
They have this place in Boston.
Yeah,
It's called
Ruth's
Bodeborg,
Steakhouse.
and there's only one other place like it in the world, and it's in Switzerland. But a lot of corporations send their companies there to learn team building. But it's a big fun house. Okay, it's like an escape room
No,
that you have to work together
we have
No,
to
Yeah.
solve.
no, I don't want to do it.
No,
we have done that. It was fine.
no.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah.
So there's different categories. You have mental categories, you have physical categories, and then you have a combination of both. And you need at least 3 people on your team in order to beat these.
I mean, when it
rooms.
was the 4 of us, it was true that each one of us excelled in one room.
Yeah.
So, but if we were in any of the other rooms that we did in Excel, we would never get out of them.
It was a fun experience, you know, and it's.
Anyways, we're getting out of hand. Like, I don't want to spend my birthday here.
Okay,
Like 10 o'clock.
Number
Sorry.
6, update on the music licensing, so I did send that over to the town administrator.
Oh, okay.
He sent it off to legal, just for them to kind of look at and give
Mhm.
approval. I don't foresee them raising any concerns, so if there's, all goes well, he said probably on next week's agenda, for the selectmen to approve it, and then it'll just be a question of are the selectmen signing it, or are they gonna authorize me to sign the
I
contracts?
don't know, man. It doesn't look like they were too happy at the last town meeting. They might just like block everybody.
Well, they, yeah, who knows? So then after that, ratify payroll. So the amount should be on everybody's thing. I just need.
$2,370.
Okay, so who wants to second it?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Approved bills. So we have
$20.78.
yeah
for
one
Comcast.
one bill that came in from Comcast since last week.
I
One
make a motion to approve. Where's the number?
Bottom right hand corner.
$20 and
Three
No,
dollars.
I know the amount. The $20.78.
3830.
Okay. Oh yeah, vendor or bill number 3830 for the amount of $20.78 to Comcast.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, then ratify the 2 bills for B&H Photo.
B&H photo.
Should be it.
B&H. Oh.
All right. Do you need a motion?
Yeah,
All right.
you can just motion to pay the 2 invoices
Oh, yeah.
All right.
from B&H for that total.
Motion to pay invoice number 2289-90695 and 2289-4562 in the amount of $4,013.97 to BMH Photo.
I get a second?
All in favor?
Oh, who's second it? You, Lisa?
Yeah, I guess I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, correspondence, I didn't have anything. So, new business, the little mate A10 Mini, that's actually gotta get sent back to Blackmagic Design. It's been giving me trouble since not powering on. So I talked with them,
Oh, that's the school one, right?
that's the little mini one that we'd be using for the finance room.
Oh, for the finance room.
Yeah, it's for the finance room and to be portable. So when I was trying to get things set up, it power on, but it kept glitching out.
Okay.
So I've been back and forth with Blackmagic tech support, and finally they were like, "Can you just send we're gonna do an RMA for you to send it to us, and they're gonna take a look at it." Blackmagic, from what I've seen, they're very good about fixing things, but
Takes a while.
not that it takes a while. They're known for having bad units out of a handful, so it's like not uncommon to get a brand new thing and it not work.
No, well that's electronics period.
Yeah, but what at least from everything I've seen, they're really good about. You send it to them, they'll either fix it or replace it. So.
Oh no, they'll send you a new one and then fix that and sell it as refurbished.
Possibly,
Yeah.
I don't know. The week of December 16th to the 20th, so not next week, the week after. I'm gonna have limited availability. I have training from like 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday.
New job?
Yeah, so, at least I know Monday's 9 to 5, the rest of the week is kinda up in the air. It starts at 9 and gets done when it gets done, but they set a plan for 9 to 5.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So, my biggest concern is school committee is supposed to be that Monday.
Okay.
I know I haven't walked everybody through setting everything up there. what I'm hoping to do, and I'm gonna reach out to the schools if I can come in that Friday before, get it set up and leave it set up, and I don't know, get like a white sheet or something to throw over it with a sign, and then this way, you guys can just come and turn the equipment on and it should be good to go. I'll be able to make it, but leaving Worcester at 5 o'clock, you know.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention they're doing a honor society thing from 5 to 6:30 in the auditorium that my daughter's in, so like goes right to the meeting start time. So I'm hoping, you know, the school will let me do that, and I got a feeling because it's the week before Christmas, I got a feeling CDAC's probably gonna have a meeting at 4 o'clock on Wednesday.
Planning board?
Planning board is gonna be is actually next Monday, the 9th.
Okay.
She already emailed that. So next week, I know there's planning board, and conservation and sewer. I got a feeling CDAC will probably meet. I'm gonna, reach out to Jeremy to see.
I'm sorry, is the 9th, or is it gonna be school committee and planning board?
No, so
Oh,
planning
It
board
just-
would be here next
Okay,
Monday.
'cause I
School
went to-
committee would be here.
okay, cause I want to say that,
Yeah, they were.
obviously we all need to see, but I feel like Lisa has to definitely see because I will run late no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, we
the-
would
the-
still have some time though for me to help.
Yeah, and
with
the
Lisa,
school,
worst
the
comes
big
to
thing
worst.
is because I only get to mess around with that rack once a month, I'm trying to make things so that it will be easier to set everything up.
Mhm.
But in the process of that, and I only get, you know, say a half hour a month to kind of play with it. Like right now, I wouldn't expect anybody but me to be able to hook it up because it's a mess. The goal is to be able to get it so everything's labeled, everything's quick and easy to hook up, which is why I wanted to be able to like do these microphones, because that's just one less thing. You're not having to run wires across the floor, you're not having to tape anything. So I'm hoping that if I can set up the Friday before, that'd be the only thing is somebody would have to come here and grab these microphones
Yeah, no problem.
in
Okay.
the
In the
stands. Well, the idea would be I'd take that box and set it up that Friday.
Lisa's already always
So-
available, so.
Somebody would just have to come by, grab the microphones in the stands, set them up on the tables, turn everything on, and but the other concern is the CDAC. That's usually at 4. You usually do that one, so I'd have that set up to be able to go, and they always frickin' run over. So, but I figured I'd give you guys a heads up.
Yeah, no problem.
And then January, February, I know you guys aren't available, so this would be more for you.
I'm telling you right now, the first full week in January, from the 9th, which is a Thursday, to Sunday the 12th, I will be out of town,
Alright.
so I won't be available.
That
Oh,
is fine. Mid-January, the 13th, I believe.
I really can't commit to anything until the week of, just because I never
Me
know what
neither,
my
but
work
You said
schedule
we're not
is.
available, are these early meetings, is that why? Early in the day?
Yeah, so early in the day, so come January 13th into February, I'm gonna be on a 9 to 2:30 schedule for those 2 months. So anything prior to that, I can get things set up, but you'd have to cover basically on
No,
your
I'm
own.
not work at that time. so
Yeah,
shit,
that's what I
so,
mean.
yeah.
It's normally I'll be available, but I'm gonna be on that schedule just for those, hopefully those 2 months. So,
Earliest I ever get out is 3:30, 4 o'clock.
but I don't think there would basically be maybe 1 or 2 couple sewer meetings. I think
You can do
if
it.
if the assessor's
I don't
doing
like doing
it.
stuff by myself, cause something always goes wrong.
Oh,
Well, that's
it's-
why you eliminate issues.
Thing is, we do what we can. If it doesn't work, like gets messed up, we just don't publish it. That's really what it boils down to. Where it's all volunteered time, so. But that's all. I don't know if anybody else has anything for any kind of new business. All right, old business. Getting stuff set up at the school. I did talk with Mr. O'Neill, one of the teachers, and he does a lot of like the video editing classes and that kind of stuff at the school. He's definitely interested. He's gonna pull some teachers together, and he's gonna get, probably after Christmas. But he's gonna set up some time to sit down with me and the other teachers that he can pull together and kind of see what we can put together and like what school would be able to, what they would like to see about as far as building a program between us and the school.
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
I gotta run down the hall.
Yeah.
God bless editing.
No, sir. Ugh. Oh dear.
Sorry, baby.
Run, Forrest, run. Alright, we got the new modulator from the school. I just gotta finish programming it. Again, that's another, it's really annoying process because I can program it in here, but because, we're only going 10 feet, not 1,800 feet, trying to program it and like be able to view it from here and like having the time to program it, because I have to be able to like give it a video feed to be able to make sure it's sending signal here.
Okay.
So it kind of works out like that Friday if I get to set up at the school, because that'll give me a little extra time to kind of mess around with it, because I'm not going to be constrained to, I got to hurry up and
Well,
set up
if-
for a meeting.
Yeah, no, I mean, if it's a little later on in the evening, if you just give me a heads up, I can come
Yeah,
in.
I know if I set up at the school, I wouldn't be, that Friday, I wouldn't be going till at least 2:30 or so, minimum, and then it setting up won't take long. It's the program and the modulator that's gonna be the pain. See, I already cleaned out the studio. Like I said, there's a few boxes left of miscellaneous stuff, and I've just been taking a box at a time to my house and tossing it. Town administrator stopped by. He is gonna reach out and get.
Tossing it? What do you mean? Like, you just to throw it and dump?
Yeah,
in the
so like
garbage?
my apartment, they got like a big 4-yard dumpster.
Oh, they do, cause I went to say, like, our trash bin is, empty every
Yeah,
time,
So
so we
like the
could
town
take
here, they only have the 90-gallon trash bins. They have 2 of them
Okay,
for this whole building, which
yeah,
they get by. But yeah, my apartment building's got a big, 4 or 6 yard dumpsters.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like all those VHS tapes, it's every time I've been coming back from a meeting, like I bring a case down with me and whoop. So,
Easy peasy.
Man, you know, all that VHS tape, like the film inside, I was watching a video, you can actually make stuff with that.
I mean, you make stuff out of
You
any.
can continue to throw them away.
No, you can recycle that film and they make like brooms and stuff with it, you know?
Oh, yeah, we'll find it somebody to take all that.
Yeah.
The screens that we ordered came in, obviously, one of them set up. The other one, probably this week or next, I'll get mounted on the wall.
The screen, you mean the TVs?
Yeah, the TV. And then I met with Ray, who, to discuss this TV show idea. Right now he's thinking of calling it Warren Pumps. It basically got
Ooh, Ray, or like, who is Ray?
Echo.
So
So
when
he,
it comes
he
to all the meetings, it sits in the back with his
The
computer.
finance guy.
Oh,
he's
okay,
on
okay.
finance and I think now CDAC or
You
something
wanted
like
to
that.
do this show and you were like, oh, I'm all for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
no, but yeah.
Basically the idea is, kinda like I thought it was, kinda, not a talk show, but like a talk show, so, you know, you have your host, one
Key
or two
focus,
guests.
What do we want
I
to
got
call
the
it?
host.
Warren Pumps?
That's the idea, so
Okay.
realistically, it's his idea for a show, so he's gonna get to call it whatever he wants.
Alright.
How's it his, is he on the cable committee?
Well, cause basically, he's producing the show, we're just helping out. So when you look like Worcester TV, anybody can create content for that show. You take a few classes with them, they rent you their studio, their equipment, all of that. You make your own show. Alls we're supplying is the equipment and the manpower to run the equipment. As far as who's on the show, what topics they're discussing, all that content, that's all him and whoever he's putting together to help out with this.
Oh, okay.
So they're basically gonna name it whatever they wanna name it. We're
Oh,
just
see, I thought this was a cable thing.
no, this eventually in like I know the town has brought it up that like possibly doing like something with the town where like, you know, say like updates from Jim or something like that, or you know, Jim talks with the assessors or the treasurer, that kind of thing. That would probably be something, you know, totally on us. But this particular show, it's Ray's idea. He's coming up with everything. We're just supplying the tools for it and helping him put it together.
Okay.
But basically, it's, you know, he wants to have one or two guests, things like the public safety complex, you know, have a discussion that is a little more expanded than what you see at like the town meetings. You know, the pros of it, the cons of it, you know, opinions about it, and just kind of keep going with, you know, once a month or maybe bi-monthly,
Okay.
different things going on in town, and, you know, things like that. So, he's gonna see what he can kind of put together as far as people, because I told him, like, well, you know, we can supply the recording equipment, we can help with the editing and creating it, but as far as like an actual host and it's and what content you want on the show, that's kind of on you.
I mean,
Where
I'd be more than happy to host.
it's something you can talk with him about, and then it'd just be, you know, we would I don't know how, you know, if he thinks he can do it twice a month, then it would be scheduled, okay, we're gonna record it on this day, get it recorded, then we'll edit it and publish it, and it'll, you know, obviously be set that, you know, we're not gonna record at the same time, that there could be a potential meeting, because we can't do both at the same time. So that might take some finagling, you know, to try to find a good schedule for that, but, like I said, he's gotta put together like who he can get for it and things like that, so that gives us time to kind of put a set together for this.
concerned with the title that he's gonna use. Cause Serco, I think it's called Serco, is formerly known as Warren Pumps.
Yeah, but it's
And as-
public TV show. The thing is with public access TV, we can do two things, one of two things when somebody submits. And anybody could submit video to us.
Mm-hmm.
We can either post it or we have to have a legitimate reason to deny it.
Okay.
As far as the content, we really don't have any say into what the content is. So we can't decide, oh, this episode, we don't like that one part of your show, so we're not gonna broadcast it.
Demi and I can make a show.
And basically, anybody can make a show in
Hey, you wanna make a
Do it.
show?
And stop.
so, I'll tell you a funny story after. But yeah, like Worcester TV, the way they do it, you pay, it's $75, you gotta take like 4 weeks of classes with them. It's once a week, like an hour and a half. And it's the basics of how to use their equipment. You do that, then you submit your show idea. That this is the show I wanna make, the basic concept. As long as there's like not already another show that they produce all the time, then okay, now you get scheduled for studio time. You come in with whoever, you record your show, intro, ending, all that, and they'll broadcast it. And the cities usually have, like specific equipment they rent out to people. Because once you take those classes, you can actually rent their cameras to go record stuff around town. The only stipulation is you're supposed to be renting it as part of submission to be broadcast, not I'm borrowing their camera for free to go record my kid's birthday
Yeah.
kind of thing. But I mean, in the past we've had people, I forgot what, one of like show choirs or something like that gave us videos. Starbridge helped them record it, so they gave us a copy, asked us to broadcast it on our channel. So, and you can do that with any public access channel. That's so PEG channel, it's public education government. And that's the public portion, is public can create their own shows and do their own thing, so.
Alright.
Comments and concerns. Anybody have any comments and concerns?
No?
No.
No? Alright. I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Well, who seconds it?
I'll second it.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I
Adios.
think Lisa